This is why one video game company didn't want to be in Wreck-It Ralph. Even though the movie was packed with video game icons like Bowser, Sonic, Pac-Man, there's a hilarious reason one studio said, nope, we're out. See, getting all these characters into the movie, that was a legal and creative nightmare. Disney had to negotiate individually with each company, and they weren't just asking to use the characters. They had to agree on how they looked, acted, even stood. Take Bowser for example. Nintendo gave notes like, make him bigger, and in one scene where he's sipping coffee, they literally sent a model showing exactly how Bowser should hold the cup. Sega was just as picky. In one background shot, animators forgot to include Sonic's golden rings. Sega spotted it immediately and told them to re-render the scene because that's Sonic's brand. But the funniest moment came during this seemingly ordinary shot, where Ralph is digging through a box of random lost and found junk. The team wanted to sneak in some Easter eggs, something small but recognizable. First, they pitched the Triforce from The Legend of Zelda, but Nintendo shut that down because it was too iconic to be buried in a box. So then they pitched the Red Bird from Angry Birds, and Rovio, the company that owned Angry Birds, actually said yes at first. But then they saw the full scene and immediately backed out. Why, you might be asking? Because their precious bird would have been sitting in a cardboard box right next to a pair of used Zangief's underwear, the famous wrestler from Street Fighter. In fact, Disney's director Rich Moore said clearing characters for that movie was like assembling the Avengers but for copyrights. At one point, they even tried to bring in Mario with Bowser. Every second of Wreck-It Ralph was built with some kind of negotiation. Companies cared deeply about how their characters were portrayed, even in the background. That's why every cameo feels so precise. And honestly, can you blame them? Want more behind the scenes animation stories like this? Hit the like button and subscribe.